guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, you'll have to excuse me for looking rough. We are having a day in today. We are just doing play with little dollies, aren't you, darling? And I've opened the windows because I'm getting rid of all the negative energy. We've had quite obviously a stressful few days because I've been on AF, so I've not been in the best temperament. The eldest boy was going through quite a time at school last week, quite stressful. So was my eldest girl. I think it's just a transition. A lot of negative energy going on. And at the moment, although we're in a waxing phase of the moon, which is a new moon phase, we're coming into a full moon in a few days. And I don't really act well on a full moon. My husband thinks I'm just crazy and silly, but I just feel the negative builds up even more for me. And then I start feeling a bit doubtful and a bit anxious, and I don't want that to happen. So normally when it gets to a full moon time, I open the windows, declutter. I can handle it different ways. Sometimes I'll just declutter the house and rearrange furniture. Sometimes I smudge and open windows. And today I've just quickly had a quick tidy round. I have got a hoover and things like that, and the girls' beds are stripped, so it's looking pretty messy. But I am smudging, and literally I thought I'd do a little bit of filming whilst I'm doing this. I've got a little bit of meditation music on, meditation music, sorry. Well, mediation music, it is good mediation music if you've been arguing, when you go and pour yourself a glass of wine or have a bath and put this on. But this is like a pure mood, bit of music going on. I've just opened the windows, as I said, tidied up the furniture a bit, but it is a mess. I've just switched off the tumble dryer, switched off the washing machine, because when you do this, it is good to try and get grounded. It's a bit like when I do my crystal. Just try and get as clear mind space as you can. Obviously, I know there's people out there who follow me who thinks this is a crock of shit. I do understand that. But I am really into holistic, really into tarots. I've got my tarot card reading tomorrow after one that I had in September. And you know what? This morning I woke up feeling crumbs. What if she doesn't see a baby anymore? What if? And I started getting all horrible and felt sick. And I should be feeling great because my AF is finished. I'm on day 6. Tomorrow I begin OPK testing. And I'm all ready to rock and roll with the baby dancing in a day or two. So although that's good and positive, I was just feeling a bit like anxious. And then I realised, look, it's going to be a full moon on the 28th. And also, to get it a bit more neutralised, I burn these Himalayan salt lamps. I have a few of those in the lounge, one in the kitchen, diner, and I just feel they neutralise the energy as well for me. I really, since I had those 3 years, when I started trying for a baby, I couldn't find my Himalayan salt lamp, so I went and bought 4 new ones, and I burn them, I burn them every evening without fail, but when it's coming up to a full moon, I do burn them in the day. So it's meant to neutralise all the bad negative energy. So I'm just going to begin with, if I can rest you there, I might have to stop and start this because you know I film on a phone. So, because it's obviously smudging. The smudge sticks are just sage. They're just a sage bundle. And they're just meant to neutralise the air and just get rid of all the negative energy. And like I say, Jan burns them, I burn them. I've got a lovely lady I follow on here, Vanessa. I know she likes smudging. She's a little witch as well, aren't you, Ness? I just like doing this. It's obviously not advised to do when you've got a house full, because if it's just you, you get a better sense of achievement, I think. I literally did this in my boy's room when he was going through a really crappy stage at school. And then I just try and get a smoulder going by patting it in a heat-proof bowl. This is just mine. It's got to be, see, this is why I shouldn't film on a phone. It's got to be smouldering, it's got to give off, oh, that does smell very sagey. These last quite a long time as well. If you sort of do a burn once every couple of months, or once every month, one of these bundles will last you. Because you don't do too much concentrating in one space, I don't. But that has got to be smouldering for it to work. This isn't working, is it, me resting you up? And I got a thumbs down on my last video. I was really upset. Is that doing it? Yeah, we're getting a nice smoulder. Can you see it? That lovely, see it? As you can see, my house is quite cluttered. I've got all arts and crafts on a shelf above the fridge. It's got to maintain that smoke. I'm just going to light it one more time. You can get these online. I get mine from a market in our local town. He sells all crystals and feathers and incense, and he does these sage bundles. He doesn't do Himalayan salt lamps. So any like market you've got should have a hippie selling these. If not, eBay, just put in sage bundle. They're normally about 10 quid. And like I say, it might be £10 and you might think, shit, that's a lot of money. But one of these lasts forever. I literally bought this one, I think, in August last year. And I've got loads left. Right, I'm going to start waving this around now. So, it's smoking nicely. And as I'm doing it, can you see? It's just clarifying any negative energy. It's got to keep burning though. If it stops burning, that isn't good. So it's all red at the end. Can you see? That smoke coming off is really good. There's not a huge amount of negative energy in my bathroom, although there's arguing constantly in the morning, fighting for the mirror between my teenagers. So I'm just giving it a nice. And this is just to make the full moon more approachable, and my TTC journey starting next week more approachable. This is going to be a very boring video, I expect, for a lot of you, and you'll probably switch off. But there are some of you who say, house tour. It's not very... My house looks cluttered. Look, literally there's my shower. That's the kids' shower. This is the kids' bathroom, really. And there's my piles of washing. Look, I've got so much washing to do. So, I don't think you can see my garden, can you? Can you see the garden? It's really fortunate that we have a nice view. I'll show you in a minute. We have a view into a horse field. But, yeah, we've had to go for AstroTurf because the kids are in the garden so much. Right, I'm going to pause you and just relight the smudging, and then we'll go into the lounge because now I've done the bathroom and it smells lovely. I've just got to finish off this room and do the lounge. 1 minute. I'm back again. So I think the important thing with this also is to try and get, without dropping too much stuff, try and get in the little nooks and crannies. I like doing this as well because I don't have too many plants around my house. Everything you see is pretty much artificial. I'm not the most green-fingered person, so obviously with the kids and that, I've too much other stuff to do, so you've got to prioritise what's important in your life. Do you like baking? Yeah, I do. I like baking, I like crafty, I like doing homemade food and things, but I have no time for gardening, whereas I've got a friend who loves gardening, but she can't stand making jams and things like I do. So it just depends what time you've got for things. So obviously plants create such lovely energy and oxygen. I don't have that, so I open windows, burn soy candles if I can. Soy ones are a lot better, as we know. I do have a fragrance one in the bathroom, but I try to burn oil if I can, just for the safety thing of it. So I'm still going. I've got my windows open, and I'm just trying to get all of this negative energy gone. So as I'm doing this video, I'm thinking I'll just give you a quick glance of what our back garden looks like. So as you can see, you know the balls on the hedge? That's my kids that have played football last night, and 3 have gone up on the hedge. So I'll get them down in a minute. But look, we are really lucky. Got the horsies in the field right at the bottom. So ours is the one with the hot tub and the shed and the goal in the garden. But we've got quite a nice view, do you know what I mean? Although everything's narrow and little, we've got enough space, as in the kids have enough room in their bedroom to chill out. They have a lovely space to kick a ball around. And down the road, we are so lucky, we've got a beautiful river where they can go up the road and meet their friends. We have so much here. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, just round the corner we've got a park, so for the younger kids, you know, if they're under the age of 12, they love the swings and slides and all that. So I've got everything on my doorstep. But I just think with cottages and UK living, everything's so much on a smaller scale. So I get envy when I see these huge houses and think, gosh, you lucky people having like backyards that are huge. But then we are spoiled. I can take a coffee down the bottom of the garden and I've got all that lovely greenery to look at. So it's not too bad that I don't have lovely fresh plants growing in my garden. I have astroturf. And that I don't have plants in my home. I just have cut flowers and artificial. So, you know, swings and roundabouts and give and take. So I've sacrificed a garden, but the kids have got lots of play space that's clean. And yeah, so it is quite a nice view. I will give you a proper house tour when I'm all clean and up together. But as you can see, just by the little glimpse of things around my house, I do have a lot of arts and craft. I've got a tidy above the fridge, I've got washing to put away, and all my kids' beds are stripped, ready for fresh bedding in a minute. So I won't do too much of a tour today if you don't mind, but I will be back in a second with a little catch up. Have you lost interest in Mummy's sage?
Yeah.
What does it smell like?
It smells like candles.
Candles. So I'll do a little bit more. I just got to do your brother's room right at the top, all right? And then Mummy can shut the windows.
Are you trying to film me?
I'm just filming
Are you
you.
trying to film me?
Yeah, but you were not playing anymore. You've nicked the little iPhone, haven't you, for a play? I will shut the windows in a minute, Poppet, but we're just finishing off.
They're blind, then
I hope you like this video, guys, because it takes a lot of guts just to film. Because a lot of you probably have really... you probably really think this is craziness. I've finished now. I've only got to do my boys' room, so I'm done. Thank you again for watching. Oh, it's still going. Can you see? Oh, this smells so nice. So now I'm just going to go and do the boys' room and put a load of washing on. I can start my washing machine again now. I don't know why they say you can't have lots going on and you got to be grounded, but it's pretty much like the crystal that I do. If I've got a lot in my head and a lot of noise going on downstairs, I just get a hovering crystal and it doesn't move. So I think it's probably nice what I've done, open the windows, get the little girl occupied, and you know, and just try and do this. That's why it is a bit nerve-wracking sort of doing it on film, because I know you lot go, oh, I really want to see a house tour and blah blah blah, but I am trying to keep it as private as I can as well, because some of my kids don't like being on camera. So I just want to let you know what I do when I'm not TTCing and things like that. So I know some of these videos aren't particularly interesting, but I've got a lot of tidying up to do now. So I'm going to get on with that and I will be back shortly with a catch up. Thank you for watching. That was me feeling rather pleased with myself. The children's downstairs rooms are done. Windows open, fresh bedding on, clutter picked up and saged every little corner. So full of good positive energy now, ready for that full moon on the 28th of March, which I'm not looking forward to. Aaron's just been back and used the bathroom and said, have you done all your witch stuff, you hippie? And laughed. So it's no good. If you don't believe in it, you might as well not watch any of this video, because although I'm just going to see which bits are good and just tag them together and see what you think, I've just got to now put fresh bedding on mine and then I can go and make some lunch. I've done my boy's room upstairs as well, up in the loft. I just literally opened his window, made his bed and saged it because I put fresh bedding on yesterday on his. So yeah, haven't even hoovered and already I feel in a good headspace, so it definitely works for me. Try it at home, Himalayan salt lamps, and I've got lavender burning in the bathroom, in the ensuite and in the living room, and a soy candle going in the lounge. So yeah, all good. I'll tag something else on in a minute. I finally finished. I finished decluttering, just picking up the crap off the floor and just making all the beds nice and doing my sage around the room, smudging. So we're approaching that full moon on the 28th of March and today is the 24th. So I've done it well in good time. Like I say, I was feeling so negative this morning, sort of everything I was thinking, what if Vashti doesn't see good in my reading tomorrow? And lots was happening in my head. And I just thought, do you know what? We're fast approaching a full moon. I'm not great on a full moon. Let's do something about it. And whenever I smudge, I feel automatically better and in control. Hang on a minute, darling. And it's lunchtime now. My little girl's been so good. She's been playing and amusing herself all morning. And literally I've had that meditation music on and she's been playing with her little dollies. And now she's on Peppa Pig Land and she's been really good. But when I do the smudging, I do make sure I get every little corner done. This is like just my ensuite. Sorry, let me turn on the light. This is just the ensuite and sorry, it is a bit messy. But all I did in there was simply light some lavender and rosemary, put lids on things that weren't on and smudged every corner. I just think it's not about cleaning and deep cleaning. It is just about picking up things off the floor, folding up crap that's around, throwing out any rubbish or emptying litter bins or whatever, opening the windows and just getting every little bit of negative energy out. But as I say, I've not hoovered or deep cleaned. I've literally decluttered, opened the windows and let that air go around. And also, dare I say it, with COVID, the dreaded COVID, you should have your windows open every day at some point anyway. And I do sort of have my windows open, but it's just something else when you've done the smudging. So yeah, I feel a sense of achievement. And like I say, boys' room's done, windows open, they're all done. My little girls' rooms, fresh bedding, window open. And like I say, with their room, I don't want to go in there too much, and you know, their job is to keep their room clean. My job's to hoover and polish and make the beds. So I don't want to move too much because I've done all of that at the beginning of the week. So yeah, I just think if you are in a negative place this time, at you know, this moment in time, it could be because of the full moon, as well as TTC and being doubly stressful. And it's very easy to say switch off, don't stress out about TTC and enjoy sex, think about your partner and all of that. But sometimes you can't get it out of your head, can you, when you've been trying a long time? I'm just doing lunchy, darling. Do you want soupy loopy or picky plate?
Picky plate.
Okay, look, how good is she? She's been playing Peppa Pig World. She's bathed her LOL dolls. She's been really good. So as you can see, I've still got a lot to do. I've got to put away all her LOL dolls. I've got supper out ready for tonight. I'm being really lazy. Vegetarian sausages for me and the girls. Normal sausages for the boys and sweet potato mash and peas. I'm going to do a really nice onion gravy with that, but a really easy dinner. Because I assume by lunchtime we'll quickly go for a walk, and then by the time we've done that, I reckon we'll have just enough time for school run. But my music's still going, but as you can see, it is just a nice house that's lived in, and I tidy a couple of times a week, I hoover every day, clean my beds once a week, I just do normal housework routine. But the holistic therapy just does something else. And even if you haven't got any smudged sage, and you don't want to buy any, just light a couple of nice soy candles, put on some music and open some windows. I'm sure you'd get the same effect. I really do. But it just feels nice in here. I just feel so much better. But as I was saying, TTCing is crap. Half the time you feel crap when it doesn't work. You sort of give yourself 6 months and think, in 6 months I'm going to have a baby in my tummy, it's going to be amazing. And then when it gets to 6 months and goes on to 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and then you get to a year and then another year, it can get really draining and you can feel downbeat. You can. But the thing is to join these groups that you don't feel committed to, you don't have to pay for, you just get on here and listen to someone else go on about what they're going through and see if you can relate to any of it, or maybe join a friendship group. And it is quite nice, I think, to sort of just all be together holding hands, because TTCing, my friend fell first time of trying. I fell with my third month of trying. Well, actually second month, because we didn't try February because we were gender swaying pink. But this can be a long, windy road of ups and downs, and I'm not giving up. As you know, I've got 5 kids anyway. I'm blessed. It's so lovely that I've got them, but naturally I want to conceive and I just want a little bit of help with my prenatals and my progesterone. But a lot of people are saying, you know, you've got to chill out, not think about babies all the time. It probably put Aaron off, take the stress off and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm trying my best. When I'm on my period, I have a glass of wine to chill out. I do this to try and declutter and help my mental well-being. But it does get to the point where you get desperate, and it's not a nice way to be. I've got to do my roots. God, sorry about that. They look terrible. See, I don't dye my hair very often. I probably do it 2 or 3 times a year, and I only ever do the roots. I don't do any of this, but I think I've got to do something with my hair. A lot of us, I haven't had a trim since last July whenever we came out of lockdown. My friend cut my hair in the garden, so I need that done. But anyway, love to all, friendship to all. As you can see, my house, I've still got loads of washing to do. That washing machine has been on loads today. And yeah, everything's clean and tidy, as in decluttered and just decluttered of negative energy. Love you all, speak to you soon. I am literally shattered after just doing some beds and that. I feel chilled out, but I'm like, oh, I think it's because I got over hungry. That is my lunch. I do have quite a lot. I know you lot say I don't eat much, but I do. I've got, oh God, these are so good. They're from Waitrose, but you can get the exact same replica of these in Aldi from the foodie market, but these are the actual proper ones. So you get about, I think 5 of them for like £2 in Waitrose, whereas you get the same amount for about £1.20 in Aldi. But they're so nice. They've got pumpkin and spelt and seeds on the thing. But you need one of those. They're well thick. They are so good. I was on these loads last year. Couldn't find them, and then they've come back. Well, perhaps I wasn't looking for them. I do like Ryvita, but they're a bit dry. But I prefer a cracker to bread any day of the week. Bread makes me so tired. I probably have bread once a week, if that, and that might be just a cheeky slice of peanut butter or Marmite on toast on a Saturday. Bread just really bungs me up, makes me feel lethargic. So I love these because they're really filling. I have Baby Bell because the Girl Diet Sway is soft cheese, and although I'm not religiously doing the Girl Diet because I just want to be pregnant, we're just doing position and the diet, really, that's it. So when I say I'm not doing this, sorry, I'm not doing the sway so much, that's what I mean, but I'm just trying to keep the diet there and the position. That's it, really. That's all I'm doing now. So the pH I can probably get right inside for my fluids, but I don't want to not try an ovulation. I think that's going to be madness for me now, especially as I've got like a time limit now. So anyway, yeah, normally I wouldn't be eating apple because apple and carrot are not recommended on the Girl Diet, but I've been having carrots at the weekend when we have like a little cooked dinner on a Sunday. And I'm not a fan of apples. I don't like apples that much. If they're in a smoothie, it's fine. But my little girl just wanted an apple with her lunch. But if she has it as a snack, she'll have a whole one, peeled and cored. But when it's just on her plate, I do a few little bits like this, and there was some left over, and it'll go brown. So I can't save it for my kids. So I've got apple, cracker, Baby Bell, piece of cucumber, loads of blueberries, lots of red pepper, a nice dollop of whole nut butter. Sorry, that's I've got blueberry under my finger now. Sorry, because I was pointing to the blueberry. Blueberries, red pepper, and that's it really. A dollop. So my protein is like the cracker and the peanut butter. Got my dairy, which is protein, and got all my lovely. Oh, and if you see here, I've got about 3 of these. They just actually fell off her plate as I was putting them in the living room, and they're on mine. So I will have 3 Pom Bears. I don't really like crisps. Crisps are not my thing. I will choose breadsticks and dips or celery. Oh, got celery here, look. I love celery. Absolutely love celery. Celery, onions, mushrooms, green foliage, all of that's good on a baby girl diet. Anything calcium screaming or magnesium, brilliant. Hi to Amy as well. Amy is now 30 weeks pregnant. She followed my advice on the vitamins that she was doing, and also my little gender sway pink bits and pieces that I did with my 5th, and she successfully conceived a girl. But it is all theory, it is 50-50, it's just she thinks it might have had a help what she was eating because she was following the guidelines that I did, and it worked. She's having a go. So yeah, I was feeling a bit pooped, so I'm going to sit down. Oh, I'm drinking obviously my spearmint peppermint tea. Again, use an Aldi brand at the moment, but if I don't get that, I'll get Tea Pigs. They are expensive, but I love them. Or fresh mint out the garden blasted with hot water, really lovely drink. And I still love my root ginger and lemon with hot water. That's a good sway as well. But as you know, I'm not swaying. I'm just happy to embrace a healthy baby, be it blue or pink. I just want to be blessed now. If it's pink, amazing, because it does mean my little girl can my oldest girl wants the middle room, which is the biggest room, and she's set her eyes on a lovely 3-tier bunk bed that she really wants. But we will be getting the 3-tier bunk bed for whether, if I have a boy, it'll be 3 boys going in the tier bunk bed. If I have a girl, 3. So yeah. And I'm still thinking and speaking positive, because I think that's really important. I think, you know, yes, I have been, all the negativity, yes, I've been trying a very long time. Yes, I've had 2 miscarriages. Yes, I've had a chemical. All those are negative. I don't want to think about them. I want to turn my losses into, there was a seed and an egg there. I was able to conceive, albeit a short-lived pregnancy. So therefore, we've got the progesterone in place. You know, the seed and the egg have met, so I know Aaron has got sperm. It might be that it needs a bit of tweaking, so therefore not having sex as often might help. Him staying a bit more hydrated at work is a big thing for Aaron. I know he has right trouble getting loads of fluids into him. He says, I don't have time to stop for drinks, and I don't want to accept loads of drinks in people's houses at this time. So he literally has his 2 black coffees in the morning with his breakfast, and his breakfast at the moment he's on like shakes, protein shakes, which he likes to do. You know, he does have a really balanced diet, but it's drinking. I said to him, you have your vitamin C tablet in a glass before you go out the door, 2 black coffees, and he gets up super early and has a mug of tea, but then that is his fluids until he gets in the door at like 5 or 6 o'clock at night. So I do think you've got to remember to produce the correct CM, to produce the semen that swims the sperms. You need to drink water. So I do believe a lot of us conceiving is about in our mental mental well-being and our self-care. I think if you've got the supplements towards a good diet, amazing. If you're getting adequate sleep, amazing. If you're staying hydrated, amazing. If you're up on your health checks, amazing. If you're trying to keep your BMI and your weight to a steady kill, brilliant. All of that is self-care and mental well-being. Lots of vitamin D. If you can get out at least once a day for a short walk, or have your windows open and get in the garden, anything like that is great. And if you are obviously able to get to a gym soon and you can do that and afford that, amazing. Or whatever. I tend to do a lot of walking. I tend to enjoy the garden. That is more my bag. I can't really go to a gym, don't have the time because it would mean fitting childcare around Aaron, and I just don't want to do it. So mine is like phoning a friend saying, do you fancy a 3-mile hike up to the local village? And you know, and we'll do that at the other village. But yeah, I just think just mental well-being and self-care is a lot to do with this TTC journey. So I try and keep all of that in check. I've also thought, you know what, if I don't fall pregnant in the next 6 months, I need to go for my smear again, because that will be due like May 2022. It's fine if I get pregnant in the next couple of months, but then I don't want to overlap that. So you've got to think ahead of the game as well. So that's why I keep a diary of everything. So I think as long as your checks are in place, you know, you've had your checks and your BMI is good and all of that, and you're having regular intercourse and you're in a happy place mentally and physically, I think that is good. I think that's half the battle. There's a lot of these places, a lot of TTC channels also that say, you know, if you've been trying for over 6 months and you're over the age of 35, you do need to seek medical attention or medical help or guidance. Maybe you do, I don't know. I'm just going with, I've spoke to my GP several times now after the miscarriages. They believe I'm in a good place to try and conceive. They see a lot of people who are between the ages of 35 and 45 having kids all the time, and she just thinks as long as your periods and ovulation's regular. From my point of view, I feel I'm doing the best I can, and Aaron will not go for any checks. He just doesn't want to. He says, we've got 5 kids, if we're blessed with another one, amazing, it'll be great, it'll be brilliant. But he's a bit like, no, I'm doing my bit, you do yours, Ingrid, and we'll see what happens, God willing. So that's what I'm doing. Obviously, if Aaron was a bit more on board, I'd say, can you go for a semen check and make sure the motility on them's good, the mobility or motility is good, and you've got enough semen to travel the sperm. You know, maybe we would do that. If we only had 1 baby or maybe no babies, yes, we probably would do that. But like I say, this is just a natural fertility journey that I'm on, that I just need your support, and baby dust flown my way, and it's back to you as well. And I don't want any negative comments. I had a thumbs down on my last video and it crushed me. My videos are amateur. I told you I film on my phone when I get a little bit of time. As you can hear, the tumble dryer and washing machine's on full blast. A lot of the time you hear my little girl screaming for the toilet or lunch. I haven't got any fancy bells and whistles to go with these. You know, I don't do fast forward videos of cleaning and all of that. I just show you around my house, and if the phone gets dropped a couple of times, it does. I just want to share my journey with you, hopefully support you on yours, and maybe become sort of YouTube friends, I guess. But love to all friendship tour. I'm on day 6. I start testing on my monitor tomorrow. I've got my reading with Vashti tomorrow, which is going to be in the car because we're doing it on the phone, because she's fully booked for April, and that's the only time I can go to her face-to-face when they lift all the restrictions on April the 12th. I've booked a manicure and pedicure for the end of April, which I'm super looking forward to. So I haven't had one of those since like December, so that'll be a nice treat to look forward to, and hopefully I will be pregnant then. I've worked out fertility time for me should be in the next few days. Obviously, any time from day 11 to day, I'd say I'd like to ovulate between day 12 and day 16 ideally, but any day between 11 and 18 will be great, but not over 18. I don't really want late ovulation. That'll send me worrying, and I don't want too early ovulation because that'll mean estrogen might not be great, because I need that lining to be fibrous, lush and healthy to embrace the implantation. And as soon as I get that BFP, again, I don't know that I'll test much earlier than the day my period's due, but as soon as I test, if I get, or when I get that lovely strong line, I will start inserting my vaginal suppositories of progesterone. And then as soon as I've done that for a few days, making sure I haven't bled, I will contact the early unit, which is not the EPAC clinic, but it's actually the gynecologist clinic, where they will want to see me. She said, as soon as you get your BFP, start using the progesterone morning and night, and let me know within a few days when you're pregnant so we can put you in for a 6 to 7 week scan. So obviously when you do your test, you're around 4 weeks pregnant, so she wants to try and get me in within 2 weeks of that test, so that if, God forbid, there are any deformalities with that egg, or it's not producing the right looking pregnancy, they can obviously help me stop the progesterone and release that without too much interference. What we don't want is something to grow that's not meant to be, which I totally get, and that can happen when you're of a certain age, but it can happen anytime as well. And we're just guessing that my miscarriages were because of lack of progesterone. It might have been a duff egg quality or a crappy sperm, and the cells weren't multiplying correctly, and that's what led to the egg being released. It was God's way of saying this isn't right, the child will not be, well, the child cannot grow. You know, we know that, so I don't want to enforce something to grow that's not meant to be. I just want it to be a helping hand if I'm a bit insufficient of that hormone. And as you know, I can't have any hormone tests on the NHS. They won't do that at the moment. They don't think that will help me. So yeah, TTC can be stressful because sometimes you're trying to analyse and symptom spot things for yourself. But I'm saying my advice to you, friend to friend, is get yourself care worked out. Try and get as much sleep if you can. I know it's stressful times, money's tight for people are furloughed, you're stressed anyway from TTC, you might have other children, you might have been on this journey a long time more so than me. I know stress can cause sleep deprivation. I was shy of that about a year ago when I was still breastfeeding. Well, I breastfed right up until about, I think I've stopped breastfeeding now 18 months, but that can be so tiring. So if you can try and get at least 8 hours sleep, drink lots of fluids, water and non-caffeine drinks, that is half the battle. Lots of fresh air is good, lots of vitamin D if you can from the sunlight. All things like that are free and accessible if you try. And a vitamin, a good prenatal vitamin. And if you can't afford or can't get hold of the COQ10 that I've suggested, or the DHA Vital, perhaps you haven't got Amazon or an internet, or you might not have access to an Amazon account, or you might not have the funds at the moment, just try and get a basic multivitamin. That would be really good just to boot your supply that you're getting from your diet, I reckon, and definitely a folic acid would be good. So it's just friend to friend advice that I'm giving. You give me some back, it's always gratefully received. And as I say, thank you for watching. It's a super long vlog. It's probably going to be a boring vlog, but it's just to say have a great weekend. I'm on day 6. I start testing tomorrow, so I'm hoping to hit fertility end of March, which will bring me on to like Sunday, Monday, which hopefully still will be a fire sign baby. I don't care if it's not fire sign, it's just Vashti sees a fire sign. I'll be quite happy to fall pregnant and have a February or January baby, but I'm just thinking if the readings are correct, and it is fire sign, I need to fall this cycle, otherwise it takes me on to conceiving in October, I think, which is bloody long, and I don't think Aaron will go that long. So anyway, please feel free to comment, send your love, please don't thumbs down me. It's amateur vlogging, it's just to be friends and be supportive. So take care, speak to you soon, bye guys.